Hey everybody, so this will serve as a channel update, I guess. I just wanted to show my face for a second, even though I hate being on camera quite a bit, to announce the StuG Life group build that we're going to be doing on the YouTube Google Plus group from July 1st to October 1st. That's what it'll be. So that's informal. I don't think there'll be prizes or anything, but if anybody wants to join in, I think we have 8 or 9 people already. So come over to the group if you're not on there already, and just tell me, and it'll be, again, informal. People will be posting videos and stuff, I assume. No big deal, but we're a bunch of StuG fans, and we want to make some StuGs. That's about it. So let's look at the Nashorn, because that's like the only progress I've had since last time. Alright, so here's where she stands. She is like 99% done to me. Now there's a few things that I could be doing that I might do in the future. I'm not going to draw attention to it because I'm just kind of, I don't want to say over it, the build, but like for me these builds have a progression. Like they ebb and flow. They naturally, you get into it and you're like, yeah, and then you lose interest. And I'd rather leave it and go back to it and make it better later than, which I probably won't do, then push myself and mess it up because I don't feel like doing it anymore. So what I've done is quite a bit of chipping, which I used Carlos's scouring pad method. So there was light chips of just equal parts Dunkelgelb and white all along the edges, although I don't really know how edge wear would happen here, but whatever. It would happen here more, and there should be more of it there. Damn it. But, so then there was that, and then the best chipping color in the world, German Camo Black Brown from Model Color. And I just did that everywhere. So I did a ton of it right here, and then I did rust streaking in the big chips. And I basically went nutty all over the place, including chipping up the Balkenkreuz, which was ballsy because, you know, it's a weird thing to mess with, but I really like it. I actually prefer the side with that. And these rust streaks turned out pretty okay. That is just AKA rust streaks. I think this was MIG dark wash thin down. I want to try and oil wash again next time. The brass was an old tester's thing that I hate. There was plans to do like a rust wash besides the dark and the chipping inside the compartment. I wanted it a lot more rusty. But again, I feel like I'm just burning out in this thing a little bit, so I really like the rust streak in that door, though. I did a ton of pigments on the rear and underneath in the running gear. Could have splattered it a little bit up here, but honestly it was so haphazard I was afraid I would get it all over the side, so I just didn't. But so there's lots of very thick mud. My vision for this thing was, it's odd to have such a specific vision, but like driving into like a farmer's field, like that kind of wet, fertile soil. It's just all over the wheels, and the rest of the vehicle's relatively maybe post-winter wash, like it's been taken off, so it's just chipped old Dunkelgelb underneath. So tons of chipping, little bits of rust effects. I had some issues with the Solvaset I used. I think I didn't quite do it right. I've been listening to Cohen and Paul talk about it a bit more since then, and I think I was paying too much attention to it. From what I've heard, and I don't know if people use that or not. This stuff right here, it's really hardcore. So what you're supposed to do with it is just like, you use water to put the decals on, and then you put like a drop of Solvaset on, and you walk away. Like the rule is you don't mess with it for like half an hour. And I stared at it, and I was like, well, that doesn't look right. So then I'd like put more on, and it looks okay. I think I streaked it out, but there was like a slight tonal variation that was not intentional. But I will probably, when gone back to, and some of this may be finished right away before I put up any like reveal pictures if I do that. This is a little stretch sprue antenna. I feel like it's pretty close to scale. It's very thin. So he's got to go in there, and then maybe a little bit more weathering on the, or any kind of weathering on this jack block. It looks pretty plain, but overall I dig the chipping and the rust. I think it looks pretty good. And I don't know that I'll ever do tracks that dirty again, but it's a pretty cool look. Overall, I like it very much. So yeah, there's that. And then in the hangout I had with Panzermeister, where I was the only one who showed up besides him, I decided to not finish a bunch of kits I was working on. That's about the only other news on my front. I've got a bunch of unfinished stuff I've already shown, and then I just basically binned, if you will, or put under my bed, actually. The Academy Tiger and the Panzer I, because I hate them, and I don't feel like working on them, and not having them in my area makes me feel better. And then I can tackle new, more fun stuff. So that's about all I've got.